Hello, my name is Tiffany Vladi, and today I am going to be doing a video about the term negging. It's spelled Negging. And for those of you who have never heard of the term, I'm going to give you the exact definition that shows up on the internet. And it is extremely known to narcissists use this all the time. A lot of times we don't even think somebody is a narcissist until we do our studies and realize, wait, why do they always talk down to me? Honestly, let me just say before I read this, I truly believe, no offense, I love men. Men are amazing, right? Men can be amazing, and there may be men out there listening to my video now, and a woman might be doing this, a narcissistic woman. Here's the thing. When somebody says something really nasty, and you're like, why would they say that? And then you're like, maybe it's true. That's negging. Now let me give you the Wikipedia definition right now. So negging is derived from the verb neg, meaning negative feedback, is an act of emotional manipulation whereby a person makes a deliberate backhanded compliment or otherwise flirtatious remark to another person to undermine their confidence and increase their need. Oh, wow. I'm preaching to myself. And increase their need of the manipulator's approval. Whoo, I'm not done yet. The term was coined and prescribed by pickup artists. Wow. I'm sure especially if you're a woman, no offense, I love any man out there. If you have dealt with this, I feel for you and join the group. But here's the thing. I know this is something that I have experienced over and over and over my entire life. And for so long, I was like, there's something wrong with me. Like, I remember working at LA Fitness, okay? And I would dye my hair. And I remember certain members would come in, men, usually, and they would be like, one man said to me, oh no, you ruined yourself. I literally I looked at my boss, and my boss tried to make light of it, but he knew. And I looked at him and I said, I am leaving. I'm going to kill myself. I was so young. I think I was 21. And I just escaped an extremely narcissistic, psychopathic relationship where the man tried to murder me on multiple occasions, and he would gaslight me, and he would nag me all the time and tell me I'm stupid. And so now I'm working at a gym where I check in thousands of people a day. And I dyed my hair because some other guy, actually my boss at the time, was like, this is how you would look hot if you had this color hair. And I'm like, really? Okay, let's go. And I went to a salon and everything. And I look back on it and I wonder about him. He wasn't as bad, but parts of me think, no, he was a narcissist. He was just covert. And I know that because we everyone after work would go out to the club, have some drinks, and I knew he had a crush on me, and I also knew he was looking for his wife. And he would say things like, the first night he dropped me off, he's like, God showed me I would see your feet tonight. And I'm like, what? Like, and he knew I had just, like, gotten really, like, into God. And I was like, why are you, that's a little sketchy. But he did, see, that's trauma bonding right there, isn't it? It's your boss. If you have not watched my trauma bonding, that's, the way he went about it was not right, because you don't tell a woman ever what color her hair should be, or what color her outfit should be, or just, how about you just leave women alone, honestly. Like, that's where I'm at, and no offense to men, but honestly, it was like, oh, you're right, maybe I should. And so then when I dyed my hair, and this guy comes in, and this guy was probably, I don't know if he was paranoid schizophrenic, because years later he did say the government was chasing him down, which who knows, but but at the same time, possibly not. And he came in after I had dyed my hair, gotten my hair, paid $200. So, so this random other guy comes in one day, and he looks at me, and he goes, oh no, what have you done to your hair? Oh, you've ruined yourself. And I was like, oh my God. And this is right, probably 4 months after I left a psychopath, narcissistic boyfriend. And I did not know at the time. I thought, whatever somebody says, that's legit. I did not know that there was such thing as negging. Although parts of me did. I had heard men compliment me prior to that, and if I didn't respond, they'd go, you're not that hot anyways. And I'd be like, ah! And now, 2 decades later, now I'm like, oh, I know what you're doing. So then I would change my hair the other direction. And I remember being so happy and so excited. And this one guy that I had a crush on came in. And as he's passing at the gym, I'm going to the front desk. He's passing and he goes, you looked better with dark. It was much sexier. And I was like, why would you say that? Why would you say anything like that? It, like, if some man walked into my business and he had just dyed his hair, or he had just gotten a nose job, or somebody had just, even a woman, would a kind-hearted person ever say, oh, your nose looked better before? If you thought that, you would shut your freaking mouth. You wouldn't say that, right? So that broke my heart. And it was like, for years I worked at LA Fitness, and I would check in people after people. So no matter what I did, and for some reason at first it was hair color with me. And I went through so much hell because of negging. And let me read this again. Negging, right? Here we go. Because we all know that one person or those group of people that say the nastiest things that they could possibly say right after somebody does something to themselves. We all know that person, right? And now maybe you noticed it, but you thought, well, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. No, there's a term, and there is a definition, and there is a goal in mind for these people. Let me read it again. Negging is an act, meaning is negative feedback. It's the one person. You do something and you're feeling amazeballs, right? It's the one person that comes up and says, oh, well, what'd you do? I liked it better before. Psh, backhand compliment, right? I don't know about compliment. I've heard that. Here, one more time the definition. Negging, derived from the verb neg, N-E-G, meaning negative feedback, is an act of emotional. It's in reality, they're not just saying it because they really think you looked better that way, because a person who thought that wouldn't say it. Somebody who has a grip on their mind and a grip on their mouth and is a kind-hearted person, if they truly, honestly think that, they're going to have compassion and they're going to, well, she obviously changed her hair, so maybe she's happy that way. Bow down, congratulations, get it, queen. But somebody who's trying to get into your mind and chop you down to size. Why? So they can have a chance with you. To be honest, think about it. Have you ever said to somebody, oh no, what did you do? If anybody would think that, they would keep it to themselves. Like, oh no, oh, I really like that. But hey, they're happy. They're happy. They're happy. I'm happy for them. But zip it. It's like saying to somebody, oh, you're pregnant, and they're not pregnant, but like, well, I guess that's a little bit different because you could confuse the two. But let me just say this again. Negging, derived from the verb neg, meaning negative feedback. So let's say a man or woman, but usually, I'm sorry guys, it's a man who feels like I have to chop this. Wow, she's beautiful. Wow, she's so beautiful. Wait a second. I know what I'm going to do. And they're so like deceptive and insidious. They're like, I know what I'll do. I'll make her feel less than. And I know to a normal human being, we're like, well, who would do that? What kind of person would try to destroy another person's self-confidence? A narcissist who is negging. So let me continue. So the meaning is negative feedback. Is an act of emotional manipulation to get her down. So now she will look at me, the guy, I'm saying me, the guy, as dateable because she's so beautiful. She could have anyone in the world. She's so beautiful, and that's usually the problem. If you're beautiful, a man will try to chop you down until you feel like you're ugly, and he's the only man in the world that sees you as beautiful. So he'll like destroy anything you have is not right, right? That's how it is. So, whereby a person makes a deliberate, backhanded compliment, or otherwise See, sometimes they do it flirtatious. Like, look at you. Like, how tall are you? 4'3"? What are you, a midget? Or who, like, is that your real hair color? I like thin eyebrows. Yours are pretty thick. Your boobs look saggy. Maybe you should get a boob job. And really, they're like, damn. Really, they're like, Dad, she's got some nice boobs. But what do they say? Maybe they think like you're the perfect height. Maybe they think you're the perfect whatever. But they're like, you could lose a couple pounds. Or, I don't know, I like, and they say this or that or that. But it's not what you are, right? So basically, they're trying to like chop you down until you are willing to look at them as dateable. Because otherwise, you're going to look for football players or movie stars. If you think that you're too pretty, that's when they come in. Oh, she thinks she's pretty, right? Watch. Wait till I'm done with her. And I know it sounds insidious, but it's legit. And I'm sure most people at this point get it and have seen it. So, manipulation whereby a person makes a deliberate backhanded compliment or otherwise flirtatious remark to another person to undermine their confidence and increase their need of the manipulator's approval. So they're trying to cut you down to size so that you now look to them and say, am I pretty? Am I pretty now? Should I do this? If I do this, do you think I'm pretty now? Wait, okay, I'll lose weight. I'll gain weight. I'll get my boobs done. I'll change my hair. I'll light my skin. What about this lipstick? No? Wait, what about this? Right? The term was coined and prescribed. The term was coined and prescribed by pickup artists. The term was prescribed and coined by pickup artists. So now we know. There's literally, it goes on and on. If you look up negging, negging, 35 examples. How to recognize and respond to negging. One woman I heard, she had pretty blonde hair, and this guy comes up and goes, "Oh, I like you. You remind me of my golden retriever with your hair." Yep. My jaw didn't drop because I believe that. It dropped because of the patheticness that one will go to. So if anyone comes to you, you or a friend, whatever made you look up this video, maybe it's an accident, I don't know, maybe you're fine, but I'm making this video for women or men. There's some men out there that have a narcissistic woman, but if anyone, whatever gender you are, and someone comes up and is like, you would look good, you would look better like that. Oh my God, why'd you do that to your hair? Why'd you do that to your nose? Or did you get lip fillers? Look, here's the thing. Regardless or not, if somebody did do something to themselves, a normal person will usually just zip it. That's their choice. Okay. But somebody who's trying to really dig at you, like, yeah, everything looks good except for that dress. I don't know about that dress. Negging. If somebody just says, look, it could be anything. Because I think as human beings, we know. Let me see if this one says anything different. Oh, here we go. What is negging? Emotional manipulation or negging can be so subtle at first that you don't see it for what it is. And then you run to the bathroom, right? How many times have any of us heard a comment and run to the bathroom and been like, oh no, I have to make, oh my God, I should get my boobs done. Oh my God, I should do this, I should do that. Negging. Because a normal, loving human being would never go out of their way to destroy somebody. Okay? That's toxic. So even if they're not trying to neg you, you're toxic and you're out, buddy. So subtle at first that you don't see it for what it is. After all, everyone says something they wish they hadn't on occasion. See, that's how they hide. Oh, and then they go, you're so sensitive. You're so sensitive. Like, nobody meant that way. Like, you're way too sensitive. But negging isn't a mistake or a slip of the tongue. It keeps happening. And slow escalation can desensitize you to its effects. So that's when you see a woman who's with like the jerk off man that you're like, girl, what you're with this guy? You might think that because it's not physical, it's not abuse. And doesn't that person do nice things too? Right? That's like, well, he feeds me. Well, he gave me some water. He let me go to the bathroom to pee, like R. Kelly's slaves. And doesn't that person do nice things too? Oh. But wait, I thought they were nice. You may wonder if you're being overly sensitive. What did I just say? You may wonder if you're being overly sensitive or believe you have no recourse. Make no mistake about it. That's part of the manipulation. So they want you to be like, wait. See, it's such a mind F. It's such a mind F that I'm making a video about it, and I'm even like, how do I explain the most disgusting thing possible that somebody could do to another human being? Try to rob somebody of their confidence and their self-love? How do I even explain this in a video? I'm reading it and I'm like gaslit almost. And I already know about gaslighting because a normal human being would be like, well, why would somebody say something nasty? Well, congratulations. That means you're not a narcissist if that's your reaction. Congratulations. You're a good human being. Because over time, negging can damage your self-esteem and change the way you live. This is what they're doing. They're doing the negging so they can get their hook in you, like a leash and a fishing hook. and they got you by the reins like a horse. And now they got you. Now the next step is to convince you they're the only ones that see your beauty, right? Nobody else sees your beauty, but they see your beauty. That's the plan. And a normal human, I know, you're probably like, what? Who would do that? A normal human being would say, who would want to hurt somebody like that? It can also spiral into severe emotional or physical abuse. It can happen to anyone. It might come from a parent, a boss, a coworker, a friend, a spouse, or a significant other. So watch out, narcissists on the roll. No matter who you are, you could be J-Lo. You could be Kim Kardashian. Could you imagine? I can only imagine the trolling. That's what trolling is on the internet. The hate toward why does everyone attack somebody who's high up, who's beautiful, and who's successful? Well, we call it trolling for a reason, don't we? Yeah. No matter who you are or who's doing the negging. So what just happened to Wonder Woman? Gal Gadot. You know what the director just said to her? Or not just. He said this during filming. He said, I'm going to make your career, I think he said hell. I'm going to make it miserable, is what he said. And she had the audacity, right? Because that's what they like to say when a woman stands up. She went up and told what happened. And what is an abuser going to do? Like, an abuser is going to think, well, there's no way she would ever do that. Because I will make your career miserable. And see, that's why I have so many freaking stories. Because I'm in Hollywood. But the thing is, to imagine that there's directors, people in power that are tearing down anybody who has any positive in them. A narcissist hates that because they don't have it. No matter who you are or who's doing the negging, it's not your fault and you don't have to accept it. They give backhanded compliments. I'm going to read this. Well, don't you look fabulous? I would never have the courage to wear my hair like that. That's hilarious. I think of people, women who are jealous that would say some crap like that, right? I'm so proud of you for quitting smoking. Too bad you already have all those little lines on your face. Yeah, they'll say that. And I know everyone out there knows. Like, I guarantee everyone really does know once you shine a light on it, everyone is like, yep, no, I've heard that. And I was appalled. And then you're like, oh my God, there's a term for this? Yep. Congratulations for winning the ice dancing competition. Maybe someday you'll give a real sport a try. What did you just say? Gina, what did you just say? That's negging. You think about it, all the difficult people that say nasty things and then you go home, or a person you know goes home and they're sad and they don't really have a finger to point to. I mean, I guess I'm sensitive. I guess I'm just sensitive. Maybe should I change my hair? Maybe if I wear my hair like this. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't. if somebody came to me, oh, your videos are so great for somebody who's got barely any followers. And I could go home and be like, oh, maybe I should stop making the videos because they said I barely have any followers, so no, what's the point? I shouldn't even do this. Like, I'm so stupid. I shouldn't even do this. That is negging. Great improvement on your report card. Maybe next semester you'll do as well as your brother. Parents, that's negging. You're destroying your child's self-esteem. Your old college roommate runs a successful company now, so why can't you make something of yourself? That's negging. Your sister is in such great shape. You should take a cue from her and start working out. What did you just say? Yeah, no, that's negging. Just smile. Just smile and be like, yeah, I'm not that stupid. I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm sexy. And I know I look amazing exactly the way that I am. Bye. And you walk away. They don't deserve your time. Period. They don't. Nobody who says anything like that, even a parent, nobody, a husband, I don't care. If you've been with a man for years and this is how that, or a significant other, if you've been with a significant other for years and this is how they talk to you or a friend, no. Goodbye. Peace. I'm out. And see that you might have Stockholm syndrome and be like, but wait, it might be a struggle to get out. Because usually we have like a boom, like a white light experience. Like they say, like usually in 12-step programs, they call it a white light experience, like with God. And you get that first initial, oh my God, this is, no. Oh, wow, oh my God, there's a real, whoa. And then you're good. But then to carry it out is not as easy as it may seem. And a narcissist knows that. And a narcissist will come along, innocent little person, and just like jab the knife and twist it. So it's extremely important. If you have been abused, let's listen to your emotions. If you feel, how do I feel when I'm around this person? Oh my God, they constantly made me feel like crap. Or they never listen to me. I have to listen to them all the time. Or my husband, I don't know, he builds me up, but then he makes me feel fat. Okay, I'm going to give an example. My aunt and I had become very close, and I was not speaking with my mother since I was 12. And at that point, I was in my 20s. And my aunt and I had reconnected, and she was always amazing. And she let me know the family, my mom and stepdad, and I don't know if anyone else, they went down to Florida then to hop onto a cruise. And she said the entire time my stepfather was shaming my mother for gaining weight and not fitting into any of her clothes. There we go. That's it. I would never, ever, I would never put up with that. But it's easy to say that because I've seen it from the outside. So if you're going through it, you deserve better. You deserve to be loved, cherished, worshipped. loved and lifted up, and not in a false way where somebody lifts you up and then tears you down so that you think nobody else will love you. That's BS right there. They insult you're under the guise of constructive criticism. Oh, here we go. I love this. Here we go. Here we go. There's actually nothing constructive about their criticism. It's intended to hurt you, not to help. There's no mistaking it when you hear it. For example, that report was terrible, but the subject is completely over your head. So, I mean, I get it. Not to rain on your parade or anything, but I think you should know that outfit makes you look a little dumpy. Who says that? You don't say that to anyone that you care about. Next. I know you put a lot into writing that song, but I don't know, just something about it grates on my nerves. Like, I don't know, it's just irritating. Is that how you tell somebody who you value? Like, no, somebody who says that is trying to, like, sneakily, like, tear you down. They always one-up you. You've got some great news, but they've got something to top it. Timing is everything in this scenario, and the point is to knock the wind out of your sails and keep attention on them. I have perfect examples. There were two times out in California where I dated the first guy that just tried to hoover me again. Anytime I would say, oh my God, it was amazing today, I just filmed with like a major comedian in a one-on-one scene, he would literally like rip the conversation away and be like, yeah, like, I can't even imitate how he did it, because he would just drag the conversation. He couldn't handle it. I dated another guy who was a comedian, and he performed with all the other stand-up comedians, but his name never got written on the Comedy Store in Hollywood. And I remember the very first time, and that's just when it started, when I said, I'm meeting with a director tomorrow, and he got silent, like really silent. And then every other time after that, if I said who my favorite comedian was, which I did, he laughed in my face and told me I was an idiot and that person was a piece of crap. Anything I would say, anything about filming. Actually, a lot of men out here, if I say anything about an accomplishment that I have done, they freak out and they rip the reins back because they can't bear to hear that I can make it, or a woman can make it without them being like in control. And I know it sounds so evil, because it is. It's extremely evil. Okay. You've just announced that you're engaged. So they choose this time to announce their pregnancy and show off the baby bump. That would be female to female. You've mentioned that you have a terrible head cold. They respond by telling you about the time that they were hospitalized and almost died of pneumonia. So you shouldn't be such a whiner. And you know, sometimes sometimes normal people do this by accident. Honestly, like sometimes people are trying to help and then they realize, oh, wait, that may not have been very helpful. another example. You're talking about the 5-mile hike you just took. So they launch into a long story about that time they backpacked through Europe for a month. Always trying to one up. Like I said, pull the attention back to themselves. And sometimes there are just people who are like, oh my God, that reminds me of this one time. And they're really just trying to connect with you. But if it is a narcissist, it's all meant to like undermine you. They disguise insults as questions. I'm surprised you did so well on that report. Who helped you with it? And you're like, no, I just did it on my own. You really don't care what other people think, do you? You really don't care what other people think, do you? Sometimes I could see maybe somebody's like, that's a compliment, but you can tell if somebody's like, yeah, you look like shh. Don't take this the wrong way, but are you really going to eat all of that? Or they're always just joking when you call them on it. This is exactly where I was going. When they say you're too sensitive, here are some of the things they say to belittle you. Oh, lighten up. I was just teasing. You're too sensitive. Come on. You know I didn't mean it, right? Okay, where's your sense of humor? Come on. Wow. I can't say anything without you taking it the wrong way. So, then they make you feel sorry for voicing what you bring up to them. They deny your accusations. They minimize their mistreatment. They tune you out. They degrading up your faults, or no, dredging up your faults, real or imagined, to show that you're the problem. Degrading your opinions as ununiformed, unintelligent, or juvenile. Yelling, screaming, or swearing, throwing things, hitting the wall, or getting in your face. So if you bring it up, then they redirect your concern to make themselves the victim. That ugly tirade, it's your fault for getting them upset in the first place. They had to get physical because you wouldn't stop pushing their buttons. They complain that you're too needy. They ask you why you're always picking on everything they say or do. They keep talking about how much they love you and all the good things that they do for you that you don't appreciate. Like the one guy did in that Uber. He said, I've done all these things for her. She's so ungrateful. So we all say bad things once in a while and accidentally hurt people we care about. But we recognize our errors, we apologize, and try not to do it again. So this is not to say, like I said, sometimes people say something and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry, like I didn't mean that. You may be experiencing abuse if any of the following applies to you. You're frequently experiencing some of the behaviors listed above, and it's starting to feel all too familiar. So you will notice the pattern. You're going to start to feel it. It's not going to be like, ooh, I said that one time, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that you were sensitive and that, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was a thing. My bad, I'm so sorry. You're going to notice a pattern. You often feel humiliated and disrespected. Often. Humiliated and disrespected. And a lot of times in front of people. Other people. You're changing your behavior to please the other person. Your relationship is defined by the other person. Everything seems fine. Then there's a blow up for reasons you don't understand. The other person shows little or no remorse for their behavior. So it says everyone's situation is different. So there's no one solution. Sometimes it was an accident and they really are a good person. So you kind of have to like watch them and figure it out. Are they really a good person? They just messed up once or maybe twice? Or is this something that is like a thing? So some helpful things to consider: the following, and move forward with what feels appropriate for the situation. Don't get dragged down to their level by insulting them back, which, hey, I've been there. Don't engage in pointless arguments. When you see that's where their mindset is, cool. Back out. Because somebody like this will get meaner and meaner. The more you see them with their mask off, the more they have it in for you. Do express your feelings. How they respond will tell you a lot. So express your feelings and see how they respond. Because that will tell you, do they care? And then after that, how do they act? Do they respect knowing like, hey, look, I grew up like this and my father used to say this, please, like that's a trigger. Okay, and they hear you and they listen you out and it stops. Maybe one time they slip up by accident because they don't know you yet like that. But if they keep doing it, that's when you're like, okay, I see you. If they offer a sincere apology, accept it. Even so, don't let them off the hook by saying something like, don't worry about it. So don't apologize for the things that you have been hurt by. They need to, whoever you are with needs to respect and love you and cherish you. So if they're not doing that, red flag. Make it clear that this behavior is unacceptable and demand change. So don't just like shove it off and let them do whatever. Demand change. We teach people how to treat us. Teach them and show them you can do that in a kind spirit. And show them, look, I'm not going to be with somebody who treats me this way. You seem like a great person, but this is kind of like giving me a red flag. You can say that. You need to be your own loving parent at this point. Because who else is going to defend you? Defend yourself. I don't mean like fly off the wagon, like flip your wig. But sometimes, many times, we are the ones like putting up a fence of boundaries. It's so healthy to put boundaries up and to let that person know, hey, sorry, this is a boundary for me. And if they cannot accept that, then maybe you're not a good match. And you need to love yourself enough to be like, you know what? We're not a good match. You're handsome. You seem to be able to charm people, but I gotta go. And I would probably start, decide if the relationship is worth continuing. And then I'm going to end here. What to do if it escalates. Here are some of the signs of escalation. You're becoming isolated from family and friends. Emotional abuse is now happening in front of other people. Your things have been destroyed or taken. They're keeping tabs on your activities or following you. That's terrifying. You're being pressured to do things you don't want to do. And I'm going to go ahead and just stop there because it was a lot. And the bottom line, it goes on to say the bottom line. I'll tell you the bottom line. The bottom line is you are precious. You've been created. You're beautiful just the way you've been created. And if somebody is mistreating you and degrading you and telling you you have no worth, or you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, then you need to like kick them to the curb. And I know it may hurt. It may really, really hurt. I've literally gone over and over and over again with times where I had to kick people to the curb that it really destroyed my heart. But for my own sanity and for my own self-love, because if we don't love ourselves, who else is going to love you? I mean, you may have parents that really are there for you and they do that for you, but let's say you don't. Or let's say your parents don't see this part because the abuser hides it from them. Then stand up for yourself. If you're looking this up for a friend, let them know. You're smart, you're beautiful, you're worthy. You're worthy of being treated well and not being torn down. So I'm going to go ahead and end the negging video here because I know it's a lot. So you know what? Please just believe in yourself. Believe that you are worthy of love. You've been created. There's so much talent and talent. There's so much talent and skill inside of each and every one of us. So don't believe anybody that tries this BS on you. Promise me. Pinky swear me. All right, I love you. If nobody told you, I'm going to tell you I love you and you are worthy of love. All right, bye.